So here are all the pieces for the Eagle. What I'm going to do now is head over to clay with them. We've got the main floor. These walls aren't necessary, however they will make a nice container for any LEDs, battery packs, transformers, whatever I stick in here electronically. And there will definitely be a big electronics component to this whole thing, probably several IC chips as well. Got the floor, ceiling, deck. These are all pretty simple shapes. So the first thing I'm going to start with the floor and get these walls down. It's I think an air drying clay, which can be fired afterwards. So this is the first time I'm really going to use this stuff. It seems pretty good so far. It's got some good strength at maybe a 1/16 inch, maybe an 1/8. But this stuff is called Plus Modeling Clay. We'll see how it goes. So I cut a bevel into this so that when it lays down, it should lay flat. So having much more of a definitive floor is really going to help out. And actually placing it in here and molding it in do it right side properly. So that should give it just the edges. These little flecks in here are just other pieces of clay from the last time I did some molding. So let's call it 2009. This clay is pretty good to work with. I'd used a different pack of it. It was a different color, so I don't know if there's going to be a difference there, but it seemed like much more difficult to work with. So I think in this case, I'm going to do something a little different. This will be a good first draft, see how this works. I think it could be good. Make sure it's nice and flat all around. These will have to be drilled for lights. So, well, maybe I will try and cut these hollow now. This one's going to be a little thicker than the other one. That'll be good because it'll give me two different pieces to baseline from. I'm sure neither one is going to be really adequate, but I got plenty of clay, so I don't mind. This piece I can't make until the clay floor dries, and then I'll use that to shape, and then the floor to cast the curve to it. Next up, before I do the supports for the floor, I need the floor to dry, so there's a few pieces waiting on that. Looks like I can do the deck, and I should be able to do it pretty nice and easy. There's the main deck. We'll see how that comes out when it dries. Should be pretty good. It's just going to be a matter of squaring everything off. So I've got a little clay left over. So here's draft 1 of the clay seat. Once this is dry and solid, I'll take an impression of that, make a negative of it, and then really do some carving. Obviously this is a bit wiggly in a lot of places and a bit cracked in others, so I envision doing each individual piece by themselves and then gluing those together. There is a reference from what was the one with Brian Blessed and the Shakespeare stuff. They got a side shot. I think Brian's in the seat. You can see the whole thing. It's got to be the same chair as is on the bridge. And then here's just a generic stand for it, just to give it seatability for the moment. So I didn't quite do all the clay. I got all the pieces except for this one. The floor is still really wet, so that should be dry at least in the morning. I can have a look at it. So that's a fair amount of pieces. So in all cases, I expect this to be draft 1 of the clay. Patience. So I got several kilograms of this. I don't mind going through another pack of it. And the next one will use less clay and less clay after that. And here's another piece I didn't quite get to. That's going to have to require everything else be built first so I can actually putty it in there and shape it from there. So that's it for this amount of eagle work. I'll definitely get to it at least once more before Christmas. There's definitely more of a grade on the real thing, probably going down to there. So, but this will be good for a placeholder. And that's basically what I'm seeing all these pieces as, are placeovers until just another step along the stage. So that's it.